Hey everybody. I was gonna start this earlier, but I had the TV on for a bit. Saw CNN where there was a trial, a famous trial. The mindset that this young man would have had, you know, it tells a lot. Ones who would, see a beautiful girl actually enjoying her life, something that he felt empty inside, no doubt, unfulfilled. Pedestalized himself, though, enough to play God over himself and exercise his will. He saw her body and said, "Your body, my choice." So it's a type thing. It's sad. Anyways, I psychoanalyzed that for a while and thought about turning on the mic, and probably just glad I didn't. You know, and it's something others could try. You can draw your energy way out again, look back at the planet, and try to decide what's the energy. What's the energy of the planet? The one I couldn't out there. It's too far. And still, it's nice to see that you're just a little speck on a common little speck out there. So you zone in where I probably, no doubt, just in my own imagination, I'm only one individual. So in my imaginative, here's what the energy is in the whole world based on what's in my head or wherever. Because we only know what we know. So when I search my best for what's the world energy, man, I could get lost in that sea forever. You can't. It's not unified, so you can't. So you got to drop down closer. Now what? Well, you got to drop right to where the wars are, unfortunately. Where the wars are and why. And there's where everything's lying, right at the wars. But it's not always what you think. There are delusions and illusions and moves and lies and controlling people like pawns. It's all been happening for just the smallest greed from some of the lowest based. And this hasn't happened to me. I'm going to use an illustration because it's a good one. It's a mindset. So one can judge for themselves where would you be on this. Let's say you're a farmer. You got, maybe you only got 10 acres, but you feed yourself with it, whatever. But your neighbor, well, he's same, kind, or whatever, but he's always envied your property, your yard, just whatever. Yeah, you could just call him Mr. Uten. Yeah. So, anyways, if your neighbor was to put up a fence, take your yard, maybe even shoot a hole in your oil tank, and maybe kill someone you love and destroy part of your house, well, obviously you might call the authorities. Who could help me? Hey, who's some higher? What, guys? This is happening to me. What do I do? You'd call some authorities, but say the police show up and they give you some extra bullets, because that's what we'll do. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. And this goes on, and you have more losses, and some of your people had to leave and maybe be let in by the kindness of other countries or other family members, if you're sticking back to the yard. So you know, do you let your bully neighbor win? What do you do? Take your land back? And what do you do? Or if you just swap which authority figure is gonna, like, yeah, he loves that part of your yard. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. It's telling. It's telling. Because the illusions and delusions I was talking about, you know, we've been under war. We've been in a war for a long time and people didn't know. They don't see it. Read about it forever. Some preached about it forever and don't understand because their religion's little... Anyways, yeah, we've been in a spiritual warfare for a bit that's really, you know, here it comes, heading down the street. And I say spiritual warfare, and then everybody's mind's gonna shoot out 3,000 directions or so. And so just to alleviate that, come back to zero and say, a mental, how you think, control your mind, spiritual. Is it up now? Is it down? In, out, or around? Every mind alive. Anyways, there's a mental warfare. Why? Why do we have a mental warfare going on? For advantages, for power, for money. And when you zone into where you feel the energies of these wars, yeah, it's usually, there's a type kind of thing. You know, I think back, and I'm not a history buff, I know very little, but in Cuba, you know, all their cars was in the 50s, and they just didn't want to move along. Their thoughts were, someone at the leadership was at the top, their thoughts were capped, and therefore didn't even want to share with the world anymore. Don't want to learn nothing else. Anything else, I'll shut away from other people. I will exercise my will on all my people's lives for my belief. Now you think about North Korea. They don't get access to everything for the same reason. Dictatorship. The neighbor Putin, he's just a jerk. So, but when you think of Putin and Russia and how he runs it, they don't have access to all the real info in the world, so I'm told. So, if you want to be like them and you already had people with access to more than you want them to have access to, what must you do? It's fake news. It's all fake news. These fake news people here. You see what I mean? Watched something last night. Somebody I still really like a lot of what they say, but where Ukraine finally did a little something back at the bully. They're like, this is unbelievable. I can't believe it. They're going to cause World War III. How would you vote if you were that neighbor illustration and the farmer next to you shot a loved one, only killed one of your kids and maybe your pets, and shot your oil tank right in the winter? Would you like it if they just said, let it be? Yeah? Is that how you'd vote? Is that where you'd rather be if that were you? Or if you know, when you bring things to the core, you get a different understanding than maybe one might have thought of before. So, but it goes on and on. We've been under attack, and That attack happened with a spiritual warfare, a mental. Nobody's right if everybody's fake. Right? It's been warfare. And truth talkers, they're not popular to the fakers. It just how it is. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I had a lot hit in my head, but seeing that and the violence against women. He was probably raised where he saw people abusing girls and women, where they're in subjection to me because of a written up belief says so. Yeah. If I were to stand right here and could suddenly click my fingers and my skin would be black. Now, other than I could see here and I like, surprise. What I see when I open my eyes, what I look out a window, which I can't hardly, steams up this time of year. But what I see and observe, my awareness would be no different. Except for, I would soon learn what those differences would mean. Same if I was a female. Don't get creepy, but I probably would touch myself. Anyways. The same awareness. I'm still inherited the earth right here, right now. Except, oh no. There's a section of the world working on spiritual warfare to keep me in subjection to men in general, especially if I was to marry one. Okay? And why are you making a big deal of this? Well, look around. Yeah, it matters. It takes getting used to in work, but you could even be married and actually rechange all of your thinking about you thinking you're better than someone else. Or I'm going to exercise my will. They're going to bend to my will. Yeah. All the UFC, the fighting talk. And, when the dealing's done. But we've been under warfare. And, we pulled off the miraculous. Yeah. It's amazing what's hidden under all the Scooby-Doo. We'll see where it goes. Got to keep on dancing, keep on dancing. I just can't help it if I talk like some god. We only know what we know. I think God is free, yeah, with zero group mentality. I'm watching deer out there right now. Can't see the water on the camera. Blue skies, nothing but blue skies from now on. Yeah, we'll see. Had a bunch of things in between doing this again that hit my head for singing, and now they ain't coming to mind, so they can wait for another day. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee hey, bow wow yippee yo yippee hey. Now we're in a time where we must pay attention. It's time to stop. Hey, I'll put you through singing that again, but hey. It's amazing. It's amazing. No. All right. I don't even hang out since I'm just standing here grinning and cheesing. I don't get to keep up hearing everybody that I try to, just the way things go. And that's life. Yeah, I didn't finish a lot of conclusion on things because you don't need to. Let the listener use a little discernment, perhaps. If that even works. I may be like, I get about like 2 views shown on here, so whatever. Kind of know better. So ain't no way. But someday, that stuff will come out to the world, and maybe when they can take it, I guess. Everybody turned in, oh, don't tell me. We don't say that around here. Oh. Well, just behave proper and stop lying. That's the best things. And those people on the devil level that we just saw in the news today that think it's okay to take someone else's life away because they look happy and fulfilled, and you can't be that way, so pick them. Yep. Anyways, you guys have a good day, and until next time, have the best days you can.